Morrigan, in her desperate exhaustion, kind of just falls on her ass and sits down for a little bit.
I think it's time we heal up and recuperate and have a rest.
I'm going to scoot Glaith over, give him a wee ration.
Glaith looks pretty beat up. He's limping a little bit as he walks towards you, but he looks proud of himself.
Good job.
I did good, Mum.
You did amazing. And then I'm going to give him rations.
He is no longer looking like he's hurt. He's just marching through the pain like a trooper now.
Nicola.
Yeah?
I can lend medical assistance.
Can you see if you can sense anything magical within this room that might be useful to us?
Yeah.
This is the first enchanter's room after all.
Yeah, so I'll use my detect magic. Detect magic?
There are some minor magical auras around the area, but that closet that no one has opened yet, there's quite some shit in there.
Oh. Also, I remember very faintly that this motherfucker had poison. We're taking that bitch's tail.
Has anyone else found anything interesting, magical in this tower?
I mean, we found a few different things, but this is the first enchanter's office, which means this is getting looted.
He was going to see the doors open.
The door is locked. It's got a rather fancy lock on it.
Time to whip out the old lockpick.
Is it like a magic lock or a...
This is a physical lock, but it is an expensive one.
You spend his time, we'll try to unlock this door.
You're not getting anywhere after about 5 minutes of effort.
Are we applying dwarven engineering to this problem?
We could just throw Ladrastov at
it. give me 2 seconds. If I don't do it, then
Then we'll throw Drastov at it.
Yeah.
Alright, give me another try.
That's a lot better.
Now that you've kind of understood how the lock functions, you take your tools out, you rub your temples a little bit. Alright, clear mind, let's try again. You sit in front of it, you put your thinking cap on, and just when you start to give into it, click, it pops free. Inside is a very nice looking office. It looks like just a study inside. We're in the first enchanter's office, but it seems like he goes in here with a little desk and he closes a second door behind him so he can be in perfect solitude, nice and quiet. The walls are very strong. You can sense that if you were in here, you wouldn't hear the world around you, regardless of what was going on. Seems like a really nice place to read.
Drastov!
Wait, is he in there?
Drastov! I'm shouting. Theo's shouting in Drastov.
The door's still open, so he hears you just fine.
Time to get a searching. Let's use that.
I'm going to come along and go.
That dwarf.
Let's see if there's anything that we could potentially use when we go upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a wee look as well.
I'm just going to point out, this is stonework, which means if there's any hidden bullshit here, I have the racial feat for it, stone cutting.
Alright.
They will not escape me.
We are going to throw a perception check, but Nicola is aware of what's magical in the area, so you get a +2.
You cannot conceal yourself from me.
Nice.
We find quite a bit of cool stuff in here. Theo, the one thing that draws your eye the most is this is a very powerful archmage. Wherever his book is, that's going to be worth something. So you go through the desk drawers, you find stationary things that aren't important, and as you pull one of the drawers that seems suspiciously empty, you can see that there's a hidden shelf underneath it. You just push it out of the way. And in there is a book about the size of a novel.
Is it like a magical book? I do understand Draconic, so if there is like spells, yeah, I would know how to cast them, but I would know the functions of this if it is a spell book.
You flip through it, and you are surprised that there's no writing in it, but the smell of it intrigues you. This looks like a book made of scrolls that just haven't been used yet. Drastov, the things that you find. You can find that inside this little cabinet is a bunch of clothes, just spare sets of clothes. But one draws your eye. It is a dark purple robe with white spots on it that almost seem to shine depending on the way you look at it.
Yoink.
Yoink! Anyone else want to look in there? Nicola,
Yes, me. Very much so.
you get a +2, so you just barely pass. You lock your eyes onto something magical. You're not sure what it is, but whatever it is, it's in the floor.
Pick it up.
Theo and Drastov see Nicola kind of just like patting her toe on the floor in one spot, just looking at it with suspicion.
Do you want me to take my pick to it?
Is it worth breaking it? Did you say it's like a
Fuck
door?
this
Sorry.
place.
There's something hidden on the ground. It may be under a floorboard or a hidden trapdoor we haven't found yet, but something is
Okay.
telling you there's something in the floor.
Yeah,
What?
Hit that floorboard for me, Drastov.
I'd like to point out stone cutting.
This is
that
a wood
unusual
floor.
stonework? Aw.
The walls are stone.
Well, I'm going to rip out the floorboards.
Drastov's being a dwarf. Why should I look for hidden latches? Because I have a pick. Just whack! Just crack. Just start blowing the floorboards out of the way. And we destroy the trapdoor that was in the floor, and we find a nice little compartment that was down there. And
Well-
it looks like a longsword.
I'm gonna pick that up. Thank you.
As soon as you grab the hilt, you almost drop it in response. Its handle is really, really cold.
Really cold?
I would maybe check that before you just pick up weapons, Nick.
Yep.
Right.
What about Sean? Because Sean rolled a 24 as well, by the way.
We have found everything we're going to find in this room.
Had a peek in there.
Yeah. Drastov's got to pick up the sword of... she isn't picking it up.
As described, it is suddenly just very, very cold as soon as you put your fingers on it.
Is this... If I use detect magic while I touch it, does it give me anything extra or anything like that? Or is there anything I can do to kind of figure out why it's doing this?
You can grab it. It's not like it's painful. It's just unexpected, like you just dipped your hand in ice. You can still grab it without any pain. The longer you hold on to it, your hand's going to start to get numb, though. It is magical.
Guys, what do you think about this goddamn sword? It's
Nicola, here, you
mean-
take a look at this, because this seems to be a book full of unused scrolls that don't seem to have been written yet. Me and Drastov can test the weight or the durability of the sword, but we don't know what's magical about it. That's the only thing. It would probably be better if yourself,
Yep.
Morrigan, or somebody else
Avalon, Morgan.
with magic abilities can maybe sense what these things can do. What did you find, Drastov?
I found this wonderful pimpin' purple robe, and if I was human-sized, I'd be wearing it myself.
Oh, purple was actually the colour in Tevinter.
Yeah, the color of royalty, I know, it's really nice looking. Anyway, Morrigan, Avalon, time to be nerds.
Yes. What can I help you with? Morgan looks
There's-
really exhausted.
There's a magical robe over here, a sword, and a book. I'd appreciate it if you could tell us. We found them, but we have no... Look, me and you have no fucking clue what these things are.
So I can
Morgan will check out the sword.
read the book. It's just it seems to be like there's nothing written on it. I don't know if we can somehow write scrolls on it, but it seems to be a book of scrolls that have been unused. So I really don't know its full potential. I'm not magically inclined, but I can read magic.
I don't even
A
know
book
what.
of scrolls? Someone who knows how could use those. We can provide temporary spells. As for the sword, she's going to throw an arcane check. That is an exceptional blade of freezing quality.
Easy.
I got a 28 on my Arcana.
That's, longsword is a +1 freezing longsword.
So +1 and cold?
Yep.
Right. Theo, can
Evelyn, you are
handle-
looking at the cloak then.
Oh, well, I was. Sure.
Well, Morrigan was checking out the sword, unless you want to do the same thing. I wouldn't want to waste that nat
I was
20.
gonna say,
I'll use it on the cloak, I guess.
Okay, Evelyn knows exactly what this is, and gets a little bit of starry-eyed when she sees it. The user of that robe not only looks fucking fabulous, but once a day, they can pull the robe over themselves and disappear for 10 seconds.
Oh
my God.
So you'll become invisible for 1 round once a day when you have that robe on. It takes a free action to use it, so you don't have to spend an entire action doing it.
It's a cloak of invisibility. So
Yep.
I look towards Theo and I say, it already kind of matches your color palette.
Is Avalon handing Theo the cloak?
I mean, I do say that, and I would offer you the cloak.
Theo fucking takes that.
Right.
probably worth me having the scroll book then, or Morrigan. One of us two.
Yeah, probably. As far as the sword is concerned, I can transfer runes if needed, because, well, Theo, you don't use long swords. I could use them, but I don't really care for purely human weapons like that. We put it on some other weapon.
I kind of just like motion. Actually, I should have taken a second to reacquire all my gear. Anyway, I would point out the simple fact that if absolutely necessary, I am capable of sword and board. I mean,
I thought you liked bigger swords, but fair enough.
I do prefer my great sword, but at this point, I'm starting to think I'm better with my fist than I am with the great sword.
And I like the versatility of my bastard sword.
I don't care, as long as it's put to good use. I don't need a magic weapon right now, I just need a bigger fucking shield. Anyway, if you want the rune transfer to a different thing, just tell me, otherwise I'm just gonna go butcher this thing's tail for poison, because, yeah, fighting fair is for idiots.
Yeah, I imagine Morrigan, Lucius, maybe anyone else. These are entities, as Drastov is clearly pointing out, that are not from this realm. Do you think you can salvage anything from these to enhance your alchemical weapons, Lucius, or even anything else? Like you spoke about possibly making a poison for my rapier, or even could you extract it from that thing and give one to all of us, or?
The important question is, did they turn to dust?
They are slowly dissolving, but not as fast as before. If we react within the next couple of minutes, we might still get something.
I'll cut up this thing, somebody cut up the fat one.
It will take a crafting check to successfully harvest the poison without poisoning yourself.
There you go.
Yeah, you slice off the tip of the tail without much of a problem. It is very tough, almost like cutting into... almost chitin. It's very tough.
I don't have any knowledge but just from a biology standpoint of the larger demon.
This is an extra-dimensional creature. You have basically nothing to draw from.
So I have no idea from an alchemy standpoint. I just kind of look at you, Theo. It's maybe if I had a sample, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not familiar with these creatures, so it would be a good idea not to try and dissect them in the middle of all this, I think.
What about demonic blood? That surely has power in it, does it not?
I mean, in theory, but
It sounds like great advances in scientific research, Lucius. Whatever you may get from it.
But we don't have a massive lab here, and that shit probably isn't stable.
I mean, we're resting anyway.
I don't know. I just don't know. I've never worked with such a thing, and I'd have to more time than we have. It just It's definitely be something worth looking into, though. You could use their foulness against them. Yeah, absolutely. I look very perplexed.
Cool. So, yeah,
I'm going to shut that door over there and place 7 traps in front of it. Because fuck that.
You guys are gonna bed down then.
I would say, if everyone in agreement, we can bed down, get some rest. That was pretty exhausting.
Morrigan nods without saying anything. She's really struggling to breathe. She's tired.
Is Rowan wounded? Is he pretty wounded and messed up, or?
Well,
Everyone is pretty beat up at this point. Drastov is barely alive. Glaive is pretty beat up. Theo is really beat up, though. He's doing his best to hide it.
From a battle medicine standpoint, I know that I've already helped Theo and Drastov. I don't think I've hit Rowan with it.
Rest, aren't we?
Say again?
We're about to take a rest, aren't we?
Yes.
Then we'll be spending hit die to heal anyway.
You don't spend hit dice.
I don't think you've not used battle medicine on me.
Not on me either.
Out of character, Lucius, you've not used it on me.
Yeah, I did when Morgan was doing her prep to get the minion. I came over and I hit you with it.
I was fine. Like nothing touched me.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, let me do that then, because we don't like heal the full or anything or the rest or anything, right? So this
No.
It is level times con mod in passive healing, but the thing is, you can attempt a heal check every hour on somebody. It takes an hour to use long-term care, treat wounds, but we have hours, and I can do medicine too.
Okay.
Avalon, do you have any healing spells left?
I still have plenty of resources.
Just burst heal everyone while we sleep. There's no reason not to
actually
abuse the
plan on
fact.
using all of our resources for this.
For sleeping and recovering all of our spells?
I just wasn't sure if we actually planned on stopping for a whole day at this point or not.
8 hours.
Yeah, 8
Okay,
hours.
you guys are planning to do a full rest this 8 hours. You guys have about a day and a half left.
I've been keeping track. We have at least 32 hours right now. At least.
So yeah, we've got the time. I mean, I think the next out of character, the next floor up is going to be the boss. So I think let Lucius do his stuff and with Drastov, and then from there, whatever healing needs to be done. If
I can heal us as well if we need it.
I have plenty of healing to supply. Don't worry about it.
All right, Theo, that's 23 back.
I hadn't even used all my 3rd level free heals.
Lucius, normal medicine at expert is 2d8 plus 10. The extra 2d8 only come up if you hit the critical DC, so it would be 12 instead of 13. Not much of a difference.
Wait, I completely brain farted there. Explain that again.
Medicine is baseline 2d8, expert is 2d8 plus 10, master is 2d8 plus 30, and legend is 2d8 plus 50. If you hit expert DC, which I'm guessing you were aiming for, you'll be getting 2d8 plus 10. If you exceed by 10, it becomes, 4d8 instead of 2d8, plus whatever static modifier you have.
Okay. Yeah, I'm an expert, so I guess I need a 30 for the extra dice.
Yep.
So I will re-roll that.
2d8 plus 10 is good enough. So 17.
So take 6 off of what I told you earlier.
No, if you're hitting expert, then it'd be 17.
Right. Yeah, it's 6 lower than the first roll that I had. All right. Anybody else, or are we just relying on spells? Rowan?
How much can you burst? don't know how much can you burst heal for?
How much can I burst heal? That's what you're asking?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I've still got 2 first levels, 2 second levels, and a free cast 3rd level heal.
Yeah, that's what, 98 of AoE healing that you can dish out?
I'm pretty sure you guys can all heal with
I
what
mean,
you have.
That or more efficiently, I can just do some 2 action heals instead.
Depends
I mean,
if all people are injured.
2 action 2nd level heals is going to be 48 plus 32.
Yikes. Okay.
My 1 3rd level would be 3d8 plus 24. My 2 first levels would be another 2d8 plus 16. If I need to burn all my healing up to heal people.
I mean, you'll get it all back.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not complaining about that. I'm just saying, like, if I'm healing people, I can burn through all my healing to get people.
I mean, I think the AoE might be better because multiply by 9 targets.
Motherfucker, have you seen my rolls?
I mean, fair point. I'll yield. Under normal circumstances, it would be more powerful.
I mean, here, let's even humor this because I can still roll these and just have them attributed to the single target heals. So
You have my German luck blessing. Go. Don't disappoint. There you go.
Yeah.
What did I say?
that is shit rolls.
I mean,
That's-
that takes me that takes me right up to my max. I'm at
That's
max.
a lot of hit points for
That's
characters of
average.
this level.
That is average healing.
I'm now at max.
Whatever. It doesn't matter that much.
You're complaining a lot about stuff that doesn't need to be complained about.
He's just talking about my doing an AoE heal would heal good. No, it wouldn't. My fucking die roll shit. And you know the only reason I complained about my fucking die rolls is because they're as bad as I say they are.
So, are we doing watches then? Who's going to take first watch?
Is anyone still hurt after we've expended our spells?
I have missing 3 hit points. 3.
Ooh, I have a band-aid. Here.
So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's at full health now.
yeah, so
Minus
that-
Drastov, who's
Right.
got a boo-boo.
So that
Listen, dwarven,
So that roll-
dwarven boo-boos are sore.
You get 40
Successfully
hit
applied
points back,
Band-Aid.
Sean.
yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we're in great shape now. So we're agreeing we're going to bed down for 8 hours and get a full rest.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
trying to sleep in a demonic full tower. I'm sure that will go well.
Morrigan is studying her thrall.
Morgan, may I have a moment?
Yes, Lucius. What can I help you with?
So the creatures here that we've been facing, well, I don't know if what I prepared for today was as effective as it could be. So, can you enlighten me as to maybe some things I should focus on from an element or power standpoint?
We are facing entities beyond our world. Often they are resistant to flame, as their environment is very warm.
Hmm.
I noticed most of your abilities result in fire, but this is maybe why they've been ineffective.
Okay. Well, that big guy liked frost, so maybe not that for him. What about
Using ice does not mean that you are attuned to ice. Any mage can use any spell.
So was I given this book?
Let them talk first, dude. Let them talk
Sorry.
first.
how about a blight? I recently devised a way to make what I'm calling a blight bomb.
I don't see why not. They still must draw breath while they exist in a physical world.
Hmm.
demon coming through a gateway exists in its own form and is not subject to our laws. They do not need food, water, or air. But most require a living or dead host to inhabit, in which they are then bound by our reality. I believe, from what we've encountered in this tower, these demons were forcibly possessing other people or invited by the host to possess them.
I see. So then that leads to one other question, and then I'll leave you to him.
Isn't he magnificent?
This is actually a strangely fascinating study of how you can do this. Is this like what the succubus desire demon thing does? Their eyes flash, and then you get all protective over them, or gooey?
The result is the same, but the methods are very different.
Ah, gotcha. So those creatures that we saw in the laboratory, that vial that Theo tossed, that energy, would that work on all demons, do you think?
Mostly, yes.
Okay.
It will at least be of some effect. Some will be particularly vulnerable to it.
Okay. Sounds like a much more balanced approach. Maybe a little less fire. Okay. Thank you. I'll leave you to it. I'll motion it. The enthralled Templar.
You do not need to leave me if you do not wish. You are not intruding on anything, if that's what you worry.
Yeah, that is what I worry. I learned a long time ago not to interrupt somebody's studies. I don't like it when people interrupt mine either. So
Why
I'm just
not?
trying to be curious.
Thank you. I respect your drive for knowledge.
Okay, well.
Theo stabs Rowan. Rowan is fucked.
Excuse me, sir. He's just testing macros.
He's just testing it on Rowan.
Yeah, sorry for interrupt. I don't mean to be rude to interrupt what you're doing here, Lucius. It's just I'm making sure I've got it all set up correctly.
No, you're good.
We're
RP watch.
I was the same with
We're
me. I
sparring.
switched off for a bit mentally there. Sorry.
By the way, Eric, I'm assuming 24 was enough to transfer rooms.
Where did you throw your roll at?
Above Theo's first finisher, 24.
Yes, it's a very low level, so it's too easy to do.
Okay. I'm just gonna bang it onto his rapier instead of longsword.
Drestov is going to be doing that for a good couple of hours, so that's going to be him for most of the rest period. Thank you for your timely aid earlier. I was feeling the life leave my body, and there you were, right in time.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely. We're all responsible for each other.
Are we now?
Well, we are a group, aren't we?
Morgan has a very cruel look in her eyes. You can tell she's not being cruel towards you, as she has a thought in her mind.
Well, that's what I thought, at least.
I did, for a while.
Listen, I don't know what exactly you're thinking about death staring down, but it's just a tower. It's gotten everybody. That's probably what it is. It's just probably some demons messing with our minds. That has to be what it is. So we'll get out of here. We'll save everyone because apparently that's what we're supposed to be doing. It's kind of a weird collection of people. Anyway, yeah. We'll be fine. We just need to get out of the tower.
Everyone else is exhausted and lethargic, and you still have the energy of a chipmunk on sugar. I don't know how you manage it.
My brain doesn't stop.
I can tell.
Do you really think that I should do experiments with the demon blood? Isn't that kind of uncouth?
As a man of science and chemistry as yourself, don't you want to make vast scientific discoveries to carry your legacy on?
Never really thought about my legacy.
You should. We all face death one day.
Well, if Drastov is right, then we all drank a Darkspawn cocktail that's going to kill us anyway. Not really sure what the
character knowledge.
Oh, I thought that was in. Oh, okay.
Rastov
Take that
know
back.
what he consumed. And he told everyone what they drank. That is not out of character.
Drinking the Darkspawn blood and taking the taints, knowing that it will kill you one day, is not common knowledge. If they told you that when you took the joining, nobody would do it.
Duncan, during session 0, Duncan was basically like, yeah, your life will be cut short by this. It was like, yep, sign me up for this, bitch.
I honestly don't remember this, but fair enough.
I can roll it back.
I mean,
I'm okay with it. If I told Drastov, then I told Drastov. There are still a lot of things that you guys do not know and need to be aware of that to not use out of game knowledge.
I mean, literally, I don't know anything else outside of the fact that humans have like 20 years to. What was it that you told me? Humans have about 20 to 30 at most. Elves have at most 50, and dwarves have like 40 years after they take it. And that's if they're in best condition. However,
it's still a decent amount of time.
Yeah, but the last 10 years are supposedly when it gets really bad. That's all I know out of character. Out of character, I know what happens in the last 10 years, but in character, I don't.
We'll leave it stand. If I told you, then I told you. I don't remember it, but I believe that I would have told
Eric, I got away with so much dumb shit in session 0, I don't even know why you let me get away with half of it.
I wanted everyone in session 0 to be a blast.
I wanted session 0. So
That's part of Dragon Age Origins, as all the origin stories are all really good in their own way, except for the Dalish one, which I think totally sucks. But anyway, carrying on.
Well, I have a few books to read here, so I'm gonna quietly observe and read a little bit.
Always good to speak with you, Lucius.
Yes, thank you for not crushing my soul.
Why did I do that?
Well, it's foreign, and I've never seen stuff like that before, so it's a little unnerving, that's all.
I am not some heartless witch from the depths of hell come to kill all around me.
No, definitely not, because you would have done something already if you were.
No, that would be very foolish, surrounded by this many people. I enjoy living.
It's definitely a good habit.
It is a good thing to pursue.
Right then, studies. Have to study.
Who else wants to do some RP?
There was some RP I actually wanted to address too.
Go for it.
Partly because stuff got messed up and I was sick. I'm actually gonna hand over a vial to Lucius.
Huh?
And I'm gonna say, could you? And I'm gonna ask, can you do some tests on this for me?
Yes.
Sorry, I guess context is important. It's do you remember when we were fighting the gargoyles downstairs earlier?
Yes, I do.
Well, when one of them struck me, it recoiled from my blood. And well, it recoiled from me. And the only thing I could think was the blood from it did something.
Wait, its blood, your blood, someone else's blood, something else's blood?
My blood.
Your blood.
I just want you to take a look at it for me when you have some time. I imagine it's probably just something to do with, I don't know, magic.
I'll slam my book shut. This is fascinating.
Oh, okay. I mean, don't feel rushed.
From one thing to another. Lucius is always at 100%.
I'm gonna go over to to this table and break out a few minor tools and start setting up to do some basic tests.
He just kind of ditches Evelyn standing there.
Come. What are you doing?
Man
over
of
there?
many words.
Well, if it's gonna... I didn't expect him to be so excited about this.
Yeah, Lucius is now sharing a workbench with Drastov, who's messing with the the long sword and the rapier.
So...
I'm not sure. I guess maybe crafting or medicine or something. I just want to do like a few basic tests on the blood. I don't know if you want to RP through this or just have some rolls or whatnot. Just basic stuff to see if it behaves different than normal blood.
Crafting.
'Cause I can't do anything on a magical level.
Give me a crafting check. When you first take Avalon's blood and you mess with it a little bit, it looks like blood. It handles. It's got the right viscosity. It seems to flow at the appropriate amount. You put it neatly into a vial. You've done this many thousands of times over your life. And just when you seem satisfied, like, doesn't seem interesting to me, and you put your hand around the vial to move it, blood has a normal temperature that everyone knows. Avalon's blood is surprisingly cool. There's almost no warmth to it.
This is different.
Lucius,
Are you feeling okay?
I was like, is something okay with you?
I'll put my hand up to your forehead.
Avalon's
feel-
body feels like a corpse. She's giving off no heat.
This
I thought
not good. Sit down.
Lucius is like, oh god, she's got the fever.
Busting out the rest of my tools and stuff. Drastov.
What? I'm doing
Is there any-
business.
Is there any way I can aid?
Yes, if you have medical equipment.
Seriously,
No.
what? What
Medical
is your
equipment.
problem? Go for it. Fuck. What?
Avalon's unnaturally cold.
Right. Have you checked for
Is
magic
it-
bullshit?
Oh.
Is there anything I can do with Arcana? Or
You may attempt it. It's going to be a tough check because you don't have any context to work with. You don't have a
Yeah.
clue. You don't have enough information.
What check
Yeah.
do you need me to make?
You will give me a crafting check.
I just... As I'm suddenly being stormed by people, I'm just gonna,
Avalon's getting like, oh god, get away from me.
Crafting.
I'm just gonna say I just noticed that the gargoyle recoiled from my blood earlier when I got hit.
Could I try religion?
We don't have enough context to act on this. Drastov will notice the same thing Lucius did. Although even Drastov is walking into this with no context other than Lucius panically saying just random words like Lucius tends to talk. But we'll also know that Avalon's blood is giving off very little heat, as is her body when you touch her neck, like the inside of her throat to check for a pulse.
Great. So, cold body. And she's a
Wait,
maid.
is this a Grey Warden thing?
You can, touch me if you want to, but I'm about as warm as a furnace most days.
Oh, okay.
So that's the Avalon kind of deal. So I don't really know what that is. I'm going to chalk it up to mage bullshit and go back to hammering the weapon that I made.
like
Many things can be explained with mage bullshit.
it's like a fever, but in reverse.
Look,
Um,
I'm guessing it's some kind of magic shit. Maybe the tower's responsible. Maybe it isn't. Avalon, feel all right.
I feel fine.
Well, there you go. She just said she's doing perfectly fine. Don't fucking disrupt me while I'm working on weapons.
dressed up as cheerful as ever.
I
Gotta have a dwarf.
I'll
I
need to write
love
that down in my notes.
dwarves. Dwarves are my favorite race.
Never interrupt the dwarf. Gotcha. Okay. So I think he's right. I think it's probably something magic. But outside of the temperature of your blood, and I'll look back at the vial and shake it a little bit. I don't see anything different. So from a scientific and biological standpoint, normal to me. Maybe you should. I'll glance over at Morgan. No. Glance down the side hall there towards Nicola. Maybe when Nicola is done with her prayers, you can confer with her.
I need
for the magic stuff.
Anyway.
Sorry?
I need to make up with Morgan anyway.
Oh. Well, she was just quite nice to me. Hey, and just like I told her, it's probably the tower that's messing with everybody, and that other, what was her name? Wynn? Yeah. She was stressed out, and she's under attack, and she's having to care for a bunch of little magic people. So, it's just a tower, and it's a situation. We'll have
the name of the town after Ostagar again?
Lothering?
Lothering. I'm gonna say I've known that Morgan's magic's been different since Lothering. So does Nicola.
I just have to say okay.
I spoke my mind in the wrong way, and I just need to rectify the issue.
Oh. If you need a mediator, then I'm gonna leave you alone now and go back to my book.
Please do hold on to that. I feel like there might be something more to it.
Oh, sure, okay. I'll start neatly and carefully packing up.
As just a mechanical refresher, you can make holy water with my blood. That's why.
Well, once we know that works.
Or I suppose it would be some kind of other mechanical thing, like anti-fade water. I don't fucking know. Anyway.
Bitch, you're now tapped.
Legendary EX +2 bath water.
It's burn bitch water.
EX +2 bath water.
Yep.
I'm gonna make up my own menu. Bitch be good sticks. Burn bitch water. Huh?
God damn it. Whatever.
Before we get to this, since Evelyn and Lucius just had some, Nicola, Rowan, Theo, any of you guys want to do stuff first?
Yeah.
What you got,
I'd like
Nicola?
to go to Morgan.
Morgan's really popular. Jesus.
Morgan, just want to kind of go for this book of scrolls.
Morgan is enamored with her thrall, and she's just doing whatever it is she's gonna do with it.
I know you.
Nicola doesn't care.
Jesus, just strip it and just.
I know you.
No, she's not taking his stuff or anything.
That thing. But can you have a look at this? I want to know some more about this book of scrolls.
Why is Novaria playing?
Have you ever learned to write scrolls, Nicola?
Not that.
Funny, I knew that
No,
term.
I haven't.
It's not a skill I have much of either, but it is a valuable asset to anyone who does have one. Perhaps it's something we should learn.
Yeah, possibly. Is there a way, if we find scrolls in here that, do you know anything about it at all? How it works? Do we need to find scrolls to then put those scrolls in the book? Write them from the same scroll, or?
Scrolls can be written with understanding of the spell that it hosts, but etching a scroll is a skill like any other, which sadly I do not have.
Okay, that was really all.
It is a fairly simple process, but again, I don't know enough about it. I may be talking out my ass.
Fair play.
But raw parchments infused with lyrium, as these are, is the base resource used to make a scroll. This is a valuable resource if we have anyone with that skill.
I'll keep on hold of it, and if we come across anyone that can teach us or thingy, I'll be sure to give you a shout and we can learn together at least. And that'll be me.
Glaive does his thing and just starts bounding around Morrigan, waiting to be fed.
Come on, Glaive.
Morrigan just looks at him with such confusion every time Glaive is nice to her.
Leave Anti-Glaive alone. Anti Morrigan alone just now.
Theo, are you doing anything?
No, Theo's just kind of sitting back, relaxing. Kind of just thinking about past events and stuff like that. Really, not really chatting with anyone. Just kind of letting Drastov do his own thing.
Enjoying the quiet?
Yeah, that's why he went to this room.
Sometimes quiet is just exactly what you need. Drastov is banging away and making all kinds of noise inside your little quiet space, though.
Mostly just grinding shit, adding rules.
Rowan, you got anything going on?
Not much. I guess I'm kind of curious how well Evelyn knows this tower.
RP in game.
Yep. Evelyn, how well do you know this tower?
I mean, pretty much all mages know the rough layout of other circle towers. I never got the opportunity to actually come here.
I don't know if it's just me, but I can sense you're troubled about the bodies. Anything you want to talk about?
No. I didn't really know any of the mages here. No, I'm not happy people are dead, but
Right.
I'm just hoping my enchanter isn't here.
Yes, well, I'm hoping that you can pretty much say my mentor, my master. I hope he's alright. I don't know what's happening.
He was one of the Templar that went up to the higher floors in the days before, right?
Yes, and I'm afraid to think that he's been turned into some sort of abomination or he's already dead. If he is I'm afraid that if he is turned into abomination, I'm gonna have to put him down or something up. But I still have hope, and I hope it's not the same for your enchanter.
I just believe he's not here. You don't have that courtesy, though, I suppose.
Right.
I'm sure that your trainer is going to be fine. Your master.
I hope so. Anyway, you better go. I noticed I've only been in this group for not long, but I know all of you have a dynamic. I can see it. And if there's anything if it means anything, teamwork is very important, and I think you should all work together. And that means, I suppose, apologizing for... Well, anyway, I'll let you go apologize. Or say whatever you need to say to Morrigan. I don't think she likes me. But that seems to be the case with a lot of Templars or aspiring Templars.
Morrigan doesn't have much fondness for anybody, at least not openly.
Alrighty. And then I'll just gesture my way in saying, go ahead.
Well, at that point, that's the DM's discretion.
Everyone has done everything they wanted to do at this point, I believe.
Well, I still wanted to talk to Morrigan, but I was waiting.
I know. That's why I'm asking everyone else first. Before that is it.
I'll just test the new weapon. Well, not the new weapon, but the.
All right. I guess Adeline's going to walk over to Morrigan. After Morrigan was exceptionally popular, everyone kept poking her.
Mhm.
Let's see how this goes.